Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kate and today I'm going to be doing a top 5 Wednesday video for you. So I will link in the down bar the links to the Goodreads group for Top 5 Wednesday where you can see all the topics and everybody who participates in the Top 5 Wednesday videos and all that. So yeah, anyways, this week's Top 5 Wednesday is the top 5 science fiction and fantasy books that I would like to get to ASAP. These are all fantasy. I don't read a ton of science fiction. I should read a lot more, but for some reason I don't know, I gravitate more to fantasy. But anyways, so yeah, the first one I have here is Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood, which is kind of like a pre or apocalyptic science fiction, I guess. Other than that, I'm not really entirely sure what it's about, to be honest, but I've had this on my shelf for a long time and I know it's really well received, and I would really like to get to it sooner rather than later. The next two I have here are by Brandon Sanderson. So I've read a lot of his stuff. Mistborn and the Stormlight Archive series are my favorite. But I'd also really like to read Warbreaker and Elantris. I think Elantris is one of his earlier books. I'm not really sure where Warbreaker fits in his writing timeline. It's probably also one of his earlier ones. But I really like his world building and his magic systems that he creates, so I'm really looking forward to reading more of his stuff. I've been kind of in a weird place lately where I've been wanting to read fantasy, but every fantasy that I pick up is just kind of not really grabbing me, so I'm a little bit scared to pick these up just because I don't know if I'm really in the right place to be reading massive fantasy books at the moment, but I do really want to get to these two. The next one I have here is The Lies of Lockemora by Scott Lynch. I really don't know much about this book. I just know that it is very popular, very well received. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. I know pretty much everyone I know who has read and liked The Name of the Wind has liked The Lies of Lockemora if they've read it. So I personally hope it's better than The Name of the Wind. That's not my favorite series, particularly the way the female characters are written, so hopefully Lies of Lockemora is a little bit better, but I am looking forward to reading this one and I'd like to get to this one pretty shortly. I think this is a trilogy as well, so but I think it's completely published, unlike The Name of the Wind. So yeah, I'd like to get to this one. And then the last one I have here is a new release that just came out earlier this year in February, I think, and that is A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab, and this is the last book in the Shades of Magic trilogy. I really liked the first two books, and I'm really looking forward to picking this one up, but I've just been kind of putting it off because, like I said earlier, every time I've been picking up a fantasy book, it hasn't really been grabbing me, and I really want to enjoy this one and I want to be in the right headspace to be reading it. So it's quite a bit larger than the other two, but I think it's going to be a pretty fast read. These books are pretty action-packed and fast-paced, so I'm looking forward to picking up this one. Hopefully soon, but we'll see how I'm kind of faring with my reading in April. So yeah, anyways, that was my top 5 fantasy and science fiction books that I'd like to get to sooner rather than later. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!